All right, so way back in 2019 in the NFL draft, in the first round, there was a man on the board named Josh Allen. Now, not the Josh Allen that we've all come to know and love in Buffalo. It was a whole different Josh Allen, a defensive lineman that everyone was kind of predicting would go to the Jets. And I was kind of hoping that they would, because that would mean that twice a year, Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills would be lining up against Josh Allen from the New York Jets. Twice a year. As fate would have it, that's not the case. The Jacksonville Jaguars actually took Josh Allen, which this Sunday it's going to be Josh Allen versus Josh Allen. The battle of the Joshes. Who's going to win? Let's talk about it.
And now the Bills are on the rise again.
It is pandemonium. It is fantastic.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another episode of Good Neighbor Sports. As always, I'm your host, Austin Hinton, and if you're new here, we talk Buffalo Bills football, so if you like that kind of thing, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. It's all fun and games here. It's free to do. Just do it. Do it. You won't. But anyways, we got another easy kind of matchup going on this Sunday. Last week we had the Dolphins, and next week we have the Jets. It's going to be kind of a little bit of a lull period here. So before we talk about the Bills-Jaguars game, let's just kind of recap what's happened in the NFL, newsworthy stories going on in the past week, because let me tell you, this has been a pretty wacky week of NFL news, and, well, I got it all jotted down here because there's just too much to talk about. Sunday the 31st, this was last Sunday, the coolest news story that I could think of that went on was the Jets beat the Bengals, the red-hot Bengals, and, Mike White, future MVP candidate, future Hall of Famer Mike White just went in there, took Zach Wilson's job, and absolutely obliterated the red-hot Bengals. Now, this was a surprise to everybody, and now we know that Mike White was a little injured. He might be playing this Sunday. Regardless, that was Sunday, last Sunday. Monday, Von Miller, multi-time Pro Bowler for the Denver Broncos, is no longer a Denver Bronco, which is kind of weird to think. It's like Tom Brady not being in a New England Patriots jersey. He went to the Rams and now lines up alongside Aaron Donald, which I think is a little bit overpowered. Regardless, that was Monday's news story. Now we all kind of know what happened on Tuesday. Tragically, Henry Ruggs was driving his Corvette over twice the legal drinking limit, blood alcohol content, whatever, taking his Corvette over 150 miles per hour, and unfortunately rear-ending somebody, causing their death. Now, I just learned recently that it wasn't an instant death. A first responder, a good Samaritan on the scene, was there trying to get the seatbelt off of the poor young lady who eventually lost her life, who was still breathing. And there was a small fire. They never thought it was going to become too big, but that fire grew, and the Good Samaritans had to back off, and unfortunately the young lady in the driver's seat passed away along with her dog. Super sad news. Henry Ruggs is facing a charge of DWI resulting in a death, which the minimum is 2 years and the maximum is 20 years. Kind of ridiculous to me that the maximum he could get is 20 years. He'd get out when he's 42, but this was an absolutely disgustingly negligent act by Henry Ruggs, and although it's probably not intentional or premeditated or nothing like that, it was so negligent that it might as well have been intentional. He should go away for longer than 20 years, but I'm expecting he's probably going to get it easy. I won't expect him to get the minimum. I won't expect him to get the maximum. He'll probably get 8 to 10 years, but his career is done. But that was Tuesday's news story. A little bit lighter note, on Wednesday, Aaron Rodgers came down with COVID and was immediately ruled out for this Sunday's game. And now everyone was thinking, wait, why is he immediately ruled out? He was talking to the media saying that he's immunized. Well, he used that term to avoid saying that he was vaccinated because, in fact, he is not. So that was Wednesday. Thursday was interesting because Odell Beckham Jr., his dad was being the old Twitter warrior on Twitter there, and he posted a video of all the missed throws that went towards OBJ from Baker Mayfield. Like, what do you do after that? You just show up to practice and say, hey, my dad thinks you suck, and I kind of agree, but let's just keep on trucking. The trade deadline's over. No, Odell Beckham Jr. wants out of there, and that was interesting. So OBJ kind of wanted the spotlight for a little bit after the Henry Ruggs incident, after the Aaron Rodgers fiasco. He's like, it's my turn. OBJ wanted his little spot in the spotlight for a little bit. And then on the 5th, the Browns release him after the trade deadline, which I don't think anyone would trade for him because of his salary implications and all of that. But the Browns dropped him. So we'll see who picks him up. Maybe it is the Packers. But speaking of the Packers, Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show and basically he takes the COVID trailblazer scepter from Cole Beasley and he basically coronates himself as, this champion of civil disobedience and quoting Martin Luther King, saying he's doing his duty. And I think it's all kind of just him trying to be the hero or the victim or whatever's going on. Whatever you believe in, I don't care. Do your thing. We can all agree on something. We can all disagree on something. But at the end of the day, we're all in the same spinning sphere, so we all have to deal with each other. And how lame would it be if we all just spent our time focusing on everyone else's political beliefs, which unfortunately this pandemic has become political, which is stupid in my opinion. But that's Aaron Rodgers' whole little thing. I think is nice, taking that weird spotlight from Cole Beasley and pushing it on towards Aaron Rodgers. This is gonna be fun for the Packers because obviously he's not gonna be a Green Bay Packer next season, I'm assuming. But yeah, that's that week in football. Anyways, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills versus the Jacksonville Jaguars game we got coming up. So we get to run into Trevor Lawrence, the rookie, the human golden retriever, the golden boy as you'd call him. Luscious long locks of hair, having a decent rookie season, nothing to write home about, but he's throwing a lot of picks. He also does not like to release the ball very quick. He likes to hold on to it for a good amount of time, which can be attributed to two things. Maybe his weapons aren't getting open, or maybe he's just not quick enough to discern the defense and decipher where he should throw the ball or his immediate checkdowns, what have you. He's a rookie, but he'll learn this kind of stuff in time, but he's holding on to the ball for quite a long time. And when he does, he's not very successful with the ball. I think when he releases it in under like 2.5 seconds, he's like 74% completion. Good for you. Great job. But when he holds on to it for more than 2.5 seconds, he is just garbage. So I think the game plan when it comes to the Buffalo Bills defense should just be let him sit in the pocket, let him make those throws, because basically all he's got to do is throw it up and hope that his receiver catches it. He doesn't have very many talented receivers helping him out. He's got Marvin Jones, who just became the number one because I think DJ Chark was out, which is the second year I've had him on fantasy, and he hasn't really been doing so hot for me. Obviously, he's out for the season regardless. There's also Laviska Shenault, who, second year, I think he's in his career in the league. He's doing all right, not too bad, but I'm not too worried about him in the slightest, especially if he's lining up against Trey White, Levi Wallace, Taron Johnson, whoever, what have you. I think the defense should just let him throw, and I'm predicting 2 picks, maybe a couple fumbles here and there. Our defense is going to eat all day tomorrow. Additionally, the run game is not going to help Trevor out very much because James Robinson is out for the game. So I don't even know who they got filling in. I could do my research, but I really don't want to. It's just not a very shiny, polished offense from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm expecting our number one defense to prove themselves to be the number one defense going forward. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to hold the Jaguars to under 10 points, but we'll see. Now, on the flip side, the Jacksonville Jaguars defense has Josh Allen. We got Josh Allen on the offense. They got Josh Allen on the defense. The Jaguars, Josh Allen is a defensive end drafted in the first round of the 2019 draft. I thought he was going to the Jets, like I mentioned in the intro, but he went to the Jags, and we get to deal with that right now. I thought we were going to see him twice a year, every year, and it was going to be a fun meme, but this is finally the time I get to use that title. Josh Allen versus Josh Allen. Who's going to win? Probably our Josh Allen. Regardless, here's the thing. Their pass defense is trash, and their run defense is not that bad. So paired up against our offense, which our pass offense is phenomenal, and our run offense is not that great, I think you're going to expect to see Josh Allen throw the ball over 40 times today and go for over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. The man's going to eat. It's just going to be throwing it to whoever's open. I think Gabe Davis might get a touchdown. Cole Beasley Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, give it to all of them. We're going to just feast all day because it's just going to be that kind of game. Now, I do expect us to maybe run the ball maybe towards the end of the game to kill the clock, kind of garbage time stuff when Mitch Trubisky's already in. I have very high hopes for this game. I want it to be an absolute blowout because we haven't seen that in a while. We just played the Dolphins, who we blew out in an unconvincing fashion the first time we met them. The second time wasn't the greatest showing either, but we still beat them by 15. This is the kind of game I want to see us just lay the hammer down. If I see this at all during the game, if I see running on the first down or running on second and long, I'm going to throw my hat so hard onto the ground, I'm going to be pissed. Because the only team that kind of neighbors us in running it on second and long, which is stupid when you have the pass offense that we do, is the Jaguars. And the Jaguars are bottom of the barrel dirt, and the Bills are top of the league. So we should be kind of separating from them, hopefully, this game. And, voice crack. But yeah, honestly, there's really not too much to talk about in this Jaguars versus Josh Allen versus Josh Allen game. Not too much to talk about. The Bills should run away with it. And then we're looking at the Jets next week, who I've kind of built a newfound respect for as long as Mike White's in there. They had to put in their third stringer. There's quarterbacks going down like crazy. If Jordan Love for the Packers goes down, they might even call me up or something. I can throw a ball not that far. I could pick this up. This is a phone. Maybe, I'll call the Packers right now. Hey, if Jordan Love goes down, I'm your guy. I don't even need to get paid. All right, just put me in, coach. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. This has been another episode of Good Neighbors Sports. As always, be good to your neighbors and go Bills.
And now the Bills are on the rise again.